My name is KristenMarcotte. I intern at the Graham County Hospital. This year looks a little bit different than last year. Last year I was only in the physical therapy department like what Zoe did, but this year I had to go into nursing too. I never was interested in nursing, but I was really grateful for the experience because it just gives me a broader view of how the hospital works and just more of an appreciation of nursing staff. I feel like there's a lot of miscommunications sometimes, and I feel like once I get into physical therapy that I'll get to not do that anymore. And this kind of goes into that. So Monday, I would go into physical therapy and work an 8-hour shift. So I clock in at 8 and then clock out somewhere around 4:30 most of the time. We would probably go a little bit past that. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, I'd have to wake up at 4 o'clock to get to Hill City by 5:30 for a report and get a rundown of our patients that day, for that day, and just if they're diabetic and things like that, things to look out for if they needed a UA, a urine sample for any blood or any test or anything like that. And then I clock out around 6 p.m. There was one day I clocked out around 6:30, and that's because we had 2 ERs at the same time, so that was a lot of fun. Part of physical therapy, it kind of was hard. I tried to help Zoe with the gym bags, but only being in there one time a week, it was very hard to stay up to date with that, so I kind of just let Zoe do that. So I kind of got the not fun part. I got to deal with the policy and procedure book. Denise pretty much just gave me this binder, very unorganized, very messy, very old, and I looked at Denise and I said, why? And she was like, yeah, me too. So I had to go throughout and look at all of the policies and policy and procedures. Yes, they're different. And update them to the new look of how they wanted to do things. So I got to retype every single one of them. There was about 40 pieces of paper, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I could tell you any policy and procedure that the physical therapy department has. So after I typed them all out, which only took me about 2 weeks, so 2 Mondays, which shocked Denise, I printed them all out and I put them, hole punched them, stapled them, and put them in the policy and procedure book in alphabetical order. And then I had to redo the index because I changed names of things, added things, took away things. Yeah, fun. This is an example. Denise actually gave me this one yesterday because she's like, I forgot about this one. So you'll see on this first one, it shows like the first sentence she wanted to keep, but then the rest she wanted to get rid of. And the second page is what she wanted to change it to. And this is the finished product. You can see it kind of changed a little bit of the format, and then, yeah. And then the gym bags, I'll go into a little bit of detail. Again, that was Zoe Beckman's thing, not really mine, but I helped look up the best prices of things, which was important because the old sheet we had, the prices were from 2-3 years ago, so yeah, things have changed since then. And with me working in nursing, I had more of an appreciation of this, I feel like, because I've seen people have to be shipped out really quick, fly, ambulance, and the loved ones are like, I have to run home, I have to go get this, I have to get that. But these bags make it so they don't have to worry about those kind of things. And I don't know, and I've gone through it personally, so just so you don't have to think about these things, it's really nice to have. So since I was in nursing, I got CPR trained and AED training. I was really excited about this because I knew I was going to have to do it for my program, my PTA program I'll be going into this fall. So just getting a head start of this and working with our director of nursing, just since I know him, it was a lot easier since I know him and just more familiar. I had to do it with 2 other people. So these are the steps of CPR, adult CPR anyway. It's a little bit different for babies. I was infant trained, so, but I'll just go into adult CPR. So first you have to check the scene for safety, your safety and the patient's safety. Then you have to run up to them and ask if they're okay, if they respond. If they don't respond, you either need to call 911 or preferably someone else call 911, and you just focus on the patient, and you'll kneel beside them. And this is, of course, like if you're out and about and see someone collapse or something. You'll kneel beside them, place them on their back on a firm, flat surface. We tried to do CPR on one of our soft beds, and it wasn't working out, so we had to move to the floor. You have to give them 30 chest compressions and then 2 breaths, and then you continue until help arrives, or if you can place an AED, that would be great. And an AED, you place it like on here, you would put it there, and the thing talks and tells you the next step, so it's not as stressful, not as stressful as it could be. And then in nursing, there was a day we had only one patient, and they didn't need much help, just checked on every now and then. And so the nursing was like, do you know how to do blood pressure? And I was like, yeah, I can go push the button on the electric one. She's like, let's do manual. So I learned how to do manual, and I did it on all of the nurses, and it actually was a lot of fun for me. They would know, there was one nurse that I was like, oh, it's like 110 over 60 something. And she's like, it usually runs like lower than that. And I was like, okay, so I had to redo it. So how you do that is you place a blood pressure cuff on your upper arm, your upper arm. Then you put a stethoscope on the inner forearm. Of course, you put the stethoscopes in your ears too, so you can listen. You pump up the bowl, you'll watch on here, till it's past 200, and then there's like a little knob, that knob right there. You'll release it, and you'll listen for the first beat that you hear, and that's your top number, and then you'll listen for the last beat you hear, and that's your bottom number. I thought that was very interesting. It's easier than it looks. So what I've enjoyed so far, or about my internship, is just being a part of the wonderful staff at the Graham County Hospital for the 2nd year. And I learned new skills. I thought, oh, it's going to kind of be a repeat, and I wasn't looking forward to nursing at all, and I really enjoyed it. So just learning those aspects. Again, having a better understanding and appreciation of nursing staff and just what they have to go through on the daily. CNAs do a lot. Thank them everywhere you go. And just experiencing events that I never thought I would have to see. On my first day, I saw amputated fingers. So I never thought I'd see that in a rural hospital. But it was very interesting and got the adrenaline running, and I really like ERs. So. And of course, just being able to put smiles on everyone's face. We had a patient that we had, I think he's still in there, but he's there, and he got his hair cut one day, and we gave him a shower, and I just go into his room and say, oh, you're so handsome, and he just laughed and smiled. It was the cutest thing ever. So I love that. So yeah, and I plan on going and working at Graham County Hospital once I graduate. So, yeah.
I do have one more question. Okay, so I know you said that you, plan on going and working at Graham County Hospital, and I know you talked about like the wonderful staff and things, but these 2 years, do you think that you'd be working at the Graham County Hospital if it wasn't for the internship these last 2 years?
I definitely think I'd be pointed into a different direction. I think I'd still stay in the area, but maybe not specifically Hill City. But yeah.
That's awesome. So there's basically like kind of a pathway to hire you at
Yes.
the end of your, and remind me again when you graduate.
I'll be graduating next August, so my program goes from August to August.
And that's in Colby?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's so exciting.
Yes.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Thanks.